Most businesses in New York City and New York State have been very adversely affected by the pandemic. In this video, I'm going to talk about the resources that are available, the top resources that are available for your business to help sustain itself during this very difficult time. The first one is the Payroll Protection Program, known as the PPP. The PPP would allow you to would take some of your payroll costs, and it would allow you to get a really nice loan. So if your average payroll cost were, let's say, $20,000 in a month, you would be able to get a $50,000 loan. Okay, calculating it could be a little difficult, and you may need a little help, but that is the overall gist of the program. When you get the funds, there is a certain amount that you need to spend on payroll. You need to spend 60% of the funds on payroll for forgiveness and 40% on other expenses. And if for some reason you don't use the funds for all this amount, you would be able to pay it over 5 years at a very low interest rate. The next one is the second round of PPP, and that only applies to businesses that have any quarter a reduction of 25% or more revenue compared to the previous quarter. So they would take your revenue in 2020 any quarter and compare it to your revenue in 2019. And if any quarter had a reduction in revenue of 25% or more, then you'd be eligible. Of course, if you see that 2020 versus 2019, the whole year you had a 25% reduction, then that would be a very easy way to qualify. Okay, and the rules are basically the same. Like the first PPP, you would have 24 weeks to pay out the funds. 60% has to be used for payroll costs, salaries, etc., and 40% for other operating expenses. And if you don't have that, if for some reason you don't incur that, which is very rare, then you would pay the loan at a very low interest rate over 5 years. The next one is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. So that loan would be a 30-year loan, typically 30-year loan, 3.75% interest rate, and you would for any loans that are taken out now in 2021, it's deferred for 18 months, and then you would pay it over a period of approximately 29 years. Anybody that took out a loan in 2020 has a deferral of paying it for 2 years, and what's very good about that is it's kind of like a mortgage where you get to pay it over a very long period of time. All the interest is tax deductible. It's really good. It's, a loan like that is not heard of. So it's really a great thing to have. The next thing that I see typically with small businesses is unemployment, participating in the shared work program, which, there are specifications to qualify for that. You would contact the unemployment insurance department to see if you qualify for the shared work program, or if you qualify for the regular unemployment where an employee could collect unemployment while working for you. So that could really be helpful. Sometimes the business owner may need to collect unemployment, may be eligible if business is really bad. Or the employee could sustain himself by collecting unemployment and collecting the additional federal benefit, $300 benefit that way. So that could help you maintain employees and set aside some anxiety about paying the employees, the fact that you know that they're being paid with unemployment insurance. The next one is the Employee Retention Credit. That would allow a business to get a credit towards payroll tax you paid of $5,000. In other words, you can even get a refund for paying employees, but the caveat is that it has to be outside of the period of when you took a PPP payroll protection loan. And the final one is that New York State has a fund where they'll provide working capital loans for businesses that have not gotten a PPP loan of $50,000 or more. That is called the New York Forward Loan Fund, and they'll provide working capital loans up to $100,000. So that is the summary of the various programs out there. Of course, there are many other, like you get SBA loans from banks and all that, but these are more pandemic specific for the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, thank you.